Anyway, the Tennessee Titans were bird food in Philadelphia this past weekend. It was a game that was hyped up. I certainly expected a lot more from Tennessee. Key interconference matchup, a placement test, and needless to say, the team from the Volunteer State did not pass the placement test against the NFC's top team, the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a total mismatch, and it was bad to the bone. But even with that loss, Tennessee finds themselves at 7-5. They're in the penthouse at the outhouse, the AFC South. That's a division that El Stinko is the number one smell. Indianapolis, who gave up 33 unanswered points in the fourth quarter of their last game, is currently in second place at 4-8-1. So, barring some kind of biblical change, the Titans are going to be a division winner. But despite that, the winds of change blowing through Nashville. Now, if you haven't heard yet, and perhaps not, we have learned that the general manager, Jon Robinson, not to be confused with the old NFL coach in the 1980s, Jon Robinson was fired in the middle of a 7-season stretch where the Tennessee Titans have been one of the better teams in the NFL. In fact, the Titans over the last 7 years have the NFL's second longest active streak of consecutive winning seasons. With Robinson as the GM, only Kansas City has been more successful, but all of that does not matter as Robinson was asked to leave in a timely manner. He gone! So let us discuss the question, why? I love the Palace intrigue, but why did the Tennessee Titans fire the GM, Jon Robinson? So I've got mechanic. I've also got masquerade ball, and I have public and private. So we'll get to all of that, and we're going to put that together, and we are going to make a Clay Travis rant, our former morning guy who lives in Nashville. All right, so first of all, Jon Robinson, the GM there in Nashville, the answer to why he was let go is rather simple. I believe in the Occam's razor theory that the most obvious answer is the one to go with. The reason that Robinson was let go is because decisions have consequences, and when you bet on the wrong horse and the horse wins the race, you are a loser. And if you do that enough, comes back to bite you in the ass, you end up hitting the unemployment line. Get to the point, please. Robinson was excommunicated from the Titans because he did not hire a mechanic to fix his faulty crystal ball. The GM took a calculated risk. You know, and I know, and every man, woman, and child knows that Robinson looked at the stats, he looked at the algorithms, he looked at all the data, and he determined that A.J. Brown was not the guy. You're not the guy. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. He shrugged his shoulders. And he said, we're not going to pay you. We're not going to pay you the contract you want.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That's actually audio of Jon Robinson talking to A.J. Brown. I can't pay you. All right, now it looks bad, and it looks even worse now. He jettisoned Brown. We know what happened. A.J. Brown, you're a good football fan. You know he went to Philadelphia. And Brown, he got paid in the Keystone State there, the state of Pennsylvania, flooding him with money, and the Titans got played. They got absolutely played. And A.J. Brown, for better or worse, right now is in the driver's seat. He's driving the pace car in the NFL, Philadelphia. The top team in the NFC, top team record-wise in the NFL. And would that have been possible without the generosity of Jon Robinson? Probably not, right? Probably not. Meanwhile, in a dog food division, Tennessee, with a middle-of-the-road record, very ordinary team, nothing special, but they are in first place. But it doesn't seem sustainable. Does not seem sustainable. Now, secondly, is this a referendum from ownership on the current state of the Titans franchise? So it's two things. All right, I'm nodding my head, yes, it's a referendum from ownership. It's the quality of the roster, but it is also a tremendous vote of confidence to the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel, right? For Vrabel, this is a win, 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 win. And people have gone back in the hot tub time machine, and they've looked at Vrabel's reaction at the NFL draft when the announcement came down that Tennessee was trading. They were giving away A.J. Brown for a couple of scratcher tickets. And Vrabel got up, and he knew he was on camera. He did it for the camera. I know he was doing this intentionally, but he played to the camera. He got up, he walked back, he took a deep breath, like, oh, I can't believe this. And so that is a big part of it. It's a vote for Vrabel, but it's also the owner, Amy Adams Strunk, I believe is her name. She's the one that inherited the family business from her pops there. She's got the team. She's a firebrand. And I love it, right? I like owners like this. And I think all of our brothers and sisters who have skin in the game, I don't have any skin in the game when it comes to the Tennessee Titans. For 1 year, I was a Titan fan back in the day when I changed teams every year when the Rams were in St. Louis. But, yeah, listen, this is a good thing. You got an owner who is sick and tired of being sick and tired of watching this team play and the talent disparity on this team. So, show of hands here. Does anyone think the Tennessee Titans football team is a serious contender to win the AFC? I don't see anyone's hands raised. Right? I don't see. Now, if you did raise your hands, maybe I didn't see you because we're on radio and I can't see anybody. That means you were hoodwinked, bamboozled, and hornswoggled. All right, because the Tennessee Titans, despite a good record and a few good ball players, they are at the masquerade ball. Skullduggery. The Titans have played 4 really good teams this season. 4 teams that we can all agree are the king and queens of the NFL. The Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, and Bengals. And they tried to huff and puff and blow those teams down. The Titans did. How did they do? Okay, let's go to the audio tape. Let's check the receipts, as the coach of the Jets likes to say. So 4 games, Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals for Tennessee. 0-4. They were run off the road. Run off the road by those teams. Outscored by 66 points. 116 points for collectively the Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, and Bengals, and only 50 points for the Tennessee Titans. One more 6, and you have the sign of the devil. So the handwriting is on the wall. The roster is not good enough. It's also, again, a vote of no confidence for Ryan Tannehill. Let's not discount that. Jon Robinson, not only did he get rid of A.J. Brown, he doubled down on Tannehill, and he stinks. Right? This guy's not a big-time quarterback, Tannehill. And Robinson had opportunities to upgrade. The big one was several years ago when Tom Brady was considering anybody that wanted him, but the Tennessee Titans were one of those teams. And geography-wise, it was in the eastern part of the United States. Tennessee's a hip town now. A lot of cool people moved to Tennessee in recent years. They want to be part of the vibe in Nashville. And so it made sense for Brady to go there because it was a good team, didn't have a great quarterback. But did Tennessee put the pedal to the metal to bring Brady in? No, they did not. They stuck with Ryan Tannehill. That's Jon Robinson. He put his neck out with Tannehill, and it turns out his neck was in the guillotine. Right? I mean, we know how that turned out. Don't ask. Tannehill continues to be lost in the sauce, undependable when it matters most. And as a result, they are wasting valuable time for Derrick Henry. His clock is a ticking. Tick, 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 tick. He's only going to strike fear into opponents for so long. We know running backs, it's not speaking candidly. It's just being real that running backs get to around 30, 31, and then that's it. Kaput. They're done. All right, final thought. So Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown, the man that gets the last laugh, he insisted that he was not trolling Jon Robinson. Now, if you don't know the story, Robinson obviously fired. Brown scores 2 touchdowns back on Sunday in the Eagles' win over his former team there. So he's running around in the Delaware Valley doing those. And so he tweeted out a link to a shirt on his personal website captioned it, "Swole Batman, a.k.a. the Terminator." course, people connecting the dots saying, well, wait a minute, there's patternicity here. You're selling a shirt calling yourself the Terminator hours after the Titans fired the guy that traded your ass to Philadelphia. Now, Brown swears that he was not making fun of the situation. He said, quote, I will never kick another man while he's down. He said he deleted that comment. He said, the shirts were made a few days ago. My eye has been red for 2 weeks now. That's not who I am. Close quote. Do you believe that A.J. Brown was poking fun at his former GM in Nashville? So I'm going yeah on this, right? Now, publicly, you have the public-private split here. Publicly, he's being professional, right? It's political, classy. Right? Oh, no, I would never kick another man when they're down. But I have a sneaking suspicion that some PR professionals were tapping A.J. Brown on the shoulder saying, hey, privately, can you clean this up a little bit? All right, clean this up. And then once he cleaned it up, he was like a kitty cat, like a Cheshire cat smile from ear to ear. A.J. Brown's a Southern guy. Right? He would prefer to be below the Mason-Dixon line. I think I don't have to know the guy to say for geography reasons, for family reasons, closer to home, the whole thing. And Nashville, a much easier trip to where his family is located than Philadelphia. But he needed the money. The Titans weren't going to pay him. Philadelphia was able to pay him. And Philadelphia smothered him with compliments and said how great you are and we love you and smoochy, smoochy, smoochy. And so professionally, A.J. Brown is much better off. He's on a good team. He's on a team that's playing great ball right now. He's got the money. And how great is that, though? Your former team, the boss that didn't believe in you. And I love it. And I relate to that a little bit because early on in my career, I worked for people that didn't think this would ever work out. Maybe it's not working out. I'm still doing the overnight show, but they're out of radio. It's like a lot of those guys are out of the business. And the fact that I still actually have a check every so often, not a big check, but a check, is like an FU to them. So that's a great feeling. And if you've ever done that where people didn't think you were going to make it, it's a wonderful FU to whoever that person might be that did not believe in your abilities. And A.J. Brown, it's not they didn't believe in his abilities, they just didn't believe they could pay him the money. And I love that the owner, she steps in there. It's like, no, you guys are morons. This GM's a dumbass. We're going to make a change.